I am going to use the setting spray on my Perfector sponge, and I'm just going to dab that on my eyelid. My eyelids don't have anything on them except a little eyeliner right now. So I am just dabbing this on here, and I'm just going to distribute my highlight color. Your highlight color is your base foundation, and just neutralize out a lot of the darkness around. And so that little bit was enough for both of my eyelids. I'm just going to do a little bit underneath my eyes. I'm going to take this eyeshadow everything brush and a little Vanilla Dust setting powder, and I am going to go over top of this just so I make sure I have a really non-sticky base here and it's really neutralized. I want the tones to come out as true as possible on my eyelid. Yeah. Okay, I'm doing a little bit more setting spray, whatever's left here, just so it's really nice and primed. Cool. Next step, I am going to use, I have a bunch of eyeshadows here. So here are my eyeshadows. I'm going to use these two colors. This one is called Finn, and this one is called Stardust, and then I'm going to use a little bit of Sabrina as well. The darker, the darker one, Finn, on my brush, and these colors are really pigmented, so I would suggest you start with just a little bit on your brush and work it around. And again, like we talked about in one of my other recent videos, as you blend, things grow. And so you want to apply in the place that you want it most pigmented and then grow out from there. Because if you put it, say you want it to blend up as you go, and you set it down right here and then you start blending, it's gonna get all over the place. Whereas if you wanted it to blend out and end up there, you need to start lower and blend up as you go. So I just put a little bit on, just getting our feet wet here as we go. And a lot of times these metallic colors kind of pick up the light differently when I'm in a video, so it won't look like it's ever getting blended, but it's really just how the light hits it during the video. And so forgive me if I look like a crazy person and I can never get it to go away.
I'm usually wearing pretty natural looks, so going a little more bold can take a little bit more of a practice. Okay, and I will try and read your comments as I go. I just also want this tutorial to not, like, drive you all crazy, because it takes 3 hours to get through.
Okay, I am just slowly building up. So I'm building and building and building to your comfort level, basically, of this metallic-y gray color. And I want it to be fading up as we go. So it's just, see how it's creating that soft transition point. I am going to put lighter colors up underneath my brow, but for now I'm just building up there. What are my 3 go-to eyeshadows? Sabrina and Bright Eyes and Kin or Trust. I use Trust on my brows, so it's hard to live without that, but I use Kin on my eyes a lot. So if I'm just talking eyes, not eyebrows, I would say Bright Eyes, Sabrina, and Kin are my go-tos. Kin is like this deep purple color that I never in a million years would have expected to be obsessed with. Here we are with that base. And now I'm going to flip this over to this tighter side of the eyeshadow everything brush, and I am deepening just along my eyelid. And you would look like you have a black eye. Yeah, that's funny. That's kind of how I feel sometimes when I go crazy with stuff like this. I just feel like my eyes look dark, but I've had so many requests for deeper, smoky, gray tones, moody looks. So here we are. And if you want something a little lighter, there are a bunch of other ones that I've done and will continue to do. Okay, so you can see how it's getting deeper just at the eyelid there, and I am putting the color down where I want it to be strongest, and then I'm blending out from there. Right here on my lid. Blow it away, there we go. Also, I'm taking the same color and I'm bending this brush like this, and I'm creating my base eyeliner out of it. Okay, so far my eyes are pretty dark. They're getting pretty dark. All right, now I am actually taking my fingertip like this in this lighter color called Stardust, and I'm just dabbing that on. And the reason I'm using my finger is because I really want to press it intentionally right there onto my, like the curved part of your lid. So love these colors, and just because they're not my personal go-tos doesn't mean that they're not like perfect for some of you out there. So I'm just not brave enough to like wear this to I don't know where I'd go. School pickup. I'm like, where do I go? The grocery store? I'm like, I would wear this to the grocery store. I don't know what I was thinking. I'm brave enough to wear whatever. So okay, I am coming in with Trust, this brown color, and I'm going to do my brows before I move on to other things, because when your brows are shaped, it really helps you figure out where you are like brightening and adding dimension. So I would love for you to try this line. You guys can message me anytime and I will get you color recommendations and answer any questions that you have about it, because it seriously is amazing. Okay, this is the Know Your Angles brush. And I ended up sending out every single one of my brushes from my last giveaway. So thank you all for sharing and for just being so wonderful and invested. It was a lot of money to ship them. I wasn't expecting that, but you're worth it. I was like, whoa! I think it was like 30 brushes or something. There was like 30 winners, something like that. Okay, so there's my brows. Eyes are at this point, and I am going to come in with Sabrina, and I am brightening up right here underneath this bone. There. And see how much more life that adds, just doing that little bit. And then I'm going to brighten this inner corner here. Right in there. So see how much more dimension this eye already has just from adding that? I feel like it makes a huge difference. So if you are debating getting Sabrina or a light color like this, then debate no more. Okay, on this inner corner here, and then I'm fading it up in because I love really blended looks. So, okay, there we go. All right, and since I already had a base of eyeliner on, I am just going to go over top of it with some eyeshadow. But if you wanted to put eyeliner on at this point, you could, or you could just dive in and do eyeshadow only like I'm doing. So I'm using the multitasker here, and I'm going to go like this to protect my face from black eyeshadow, and I am just using the jet black. It's called Salem, and it's just a deep pigmented matte black. It's really pretty, and I like it to look smoky, so that's why I'm softening this line out just like that. So there is the difference. See how it just adds like a little extra depth and dimension there? But it doesn't help, or it can't hurt if I like you. So that doesn't make any sense. That makes it seem like I don't do it at random, but I like you all. I just can't talk while I'm doing this. All right, I am smudging this out. Just like that. And one thing, if you use a brush like this to catch the fallout, make sure that you wipe it off before you go to the other eye, otherwise you'll put a big black line on there. And I use this for my blush, so make sure that it's totally cleaned off too. Okay, layer of mascara. Going down. My mascara is getting old and worn out. I need a new one. All right, so here is my smoky eye look using metallics and using gray tones. So for those of you who have been waiting for this video, there you go. And if you all right, so there's the eye look. You can make it more dramatic if you want, or less, and I am just going to dive in. Right now, since it's summer, I'm a little darker than the rest of the year. I am just using amber as my highlight. So see how amber alone is creating that brightness, and sometimes when I've done this before, amber alone looks a little warm on my skin, and that's when I bring in a lighter color to just amp it up a bit. But right now, amber on its own is a perfect highlight color for me. So I love that these products are so versatile, like season to season. You don't need to buy a whole new jar of foundation. You just use like a little bit less of one thing and a little bit more of the other and all that stuff. The mascara I was using is from IT Cosmetics. It's called their Superhero mascara. And for those of you who are waiting on the eyelash serum, I've been told it should restock soon, and I'm going to do a bunch of giveaways with that too. So I mean, as long as you want. You guys like giveaways, right? Give me some hearts if you want an eyelash serum giveaway. Okay, so this lighter color is coming along my jawbone here. Hearts, 2 of you want it. 2 of you want the eyelash serum. Oh, there's a few more, okay. Maybe I'll do a big giveaway and give away lots of them. All right, so see, I just brightened up my jawbone. I don't have to worry about this part here because I'm going to contour that. And the makeup itself is 3-dimensional. So the highlight, the contour work together to create a 3-dimensional face and accentuate what you naturally have. This brush is the 30-second hack brush. I like it because it's really fast for me to apply. So this is a lot more real time of how I apply my foundation. A lot of times I talk to you guys a ton while I do it. And so it seems like it takes me a million years, but it really doesn't. It's really fast because I'm a busy mom on the go. Running a business, you know? We all have other things to do instead of spend a million years getting ready. But we want to look put together and good, right? Okay, so many hearts. I love you guys. All right, so there's my base foundation. I'm using this Perfector sponge because I love what it does to the texture. It goes in and just makes it like a second skin. I just have hair stuck to me. It makes it like a second skin, and so it doesn't look like it's sitting on top of your skin. If your makeup is looking like it's sitting on top of your skin, or it's like sliding off or melting off, or it's doing like crazy things with your skin, it's probably not the perfect color for you. So if I've color matched you and that's what's happening, then you can reach out to me or you can just play around with using a darker color. So normally if it's looking like it's sitting on top of your skin or it's like sliding off, then that just means that the color's too light. So use a little bit more of your darker color, or try a darker color, or you can reach out. Okay, so there is my highlight base, and you can see how it already has created dimension in my face, but now I am going to come in with my contour right underneath this cheekbone here. Just put a tiny little bit right there. I barely tapped this brush into my contour so I can blend as I go. Sometimes if you have too much product, you cannot blend as you go. And like we talked about with the eyes, it just spreads it around You want to make sure, if you're using the 30-second hack brush, there's a skinny way and a fat way. Use the skinny way along your line. You want it the skinniest line you can create right here underneath your cheekbone. If you turn it and do it the fat way, you're going to lose the dimension that you're trying to create. So there's a skinny way and a fat way. Do the skinny way. You wouldn't have thought to do eye makeup first. So some people do eye makeup first. I typically don't, but just today, for those of you who only wanted the eye makeup part, then I did do that. So, but I don't think it's bad. Like if you're doing a really dramatic eye too like this, where you're worried about a lot of it falling out and like getting stuck to your eye makeup, it makes sense to do your eye makeup first. It's totally a personal preference. Okay, and now some contour on my 5 head up here. And try and make it disappear a little bit. I mean, polish out your natural beauty. Just kidding. I think it's funny because I do truly believe that we shouldn't like try and change anything about ourselves. However, there are things that you're like, maybe we'll just like polish that a little bit. Just like a little bit. What's the next darker color, contour color after Aspen? I would try Olive. Olive is what I'm using right now. And darkening this right here. And this over here. The pros do eyes first. Yeah, it makes sense because then you don't have like the fallout and stuff like that. I think sometimes I have a hard time seeing what, like if it's too much because it feels like something's off. And so I like doing my face first so I know like when to stop with the eyes. Trick to polish out a double chin. So I would say to try and you just blend this out a little bit over it. And so you can just add like a little bit of contour. You don't want to like make a big line there, but you can put a little bit of contour on and blend it out. You can also use like some sunless tanner or something like that to just kind of deepen. You don't want to like go crazy with that either, but just a little tiny bit of sunless tanner can help like create more shadows as well. Okay, contour on. Where is my detail hack? Detail hack, it's like the best. I love it so much. Okay, detail hack. I'm putting a little bit just on this corner and then lightly touching the top of my nose like this, and this other side like this. You don't want your contour on your nose to make you look crazy. So you want to apply just a little tiny bit of the product and it will make a big difference. And then I flipped the brush around because the double-sided brushes make blending a dream. And then I blend that out there, connect the dots on the bottom. Okay, there is a nose contour for you. Detail hack is on your wish list. Yes, it's amazing. Dabbing the contour on a double chin helps camouflage it pretty well. Yeah, make sure you're blending. So blending is like the key to everything. If you're going to try to do something, just make sure you blend for sure. Okay, I am putting a little bit of setting powder because I have such oily skin. So I am dabbing the setting powder just on certain areas. And since I've already done underneath my eyes with makeup, I'm going to use the Powder Power. It has this really intentional side here, so I can come in with powder and just set right there underneath my eye. And so I love this Powder Power brush for that. It's like makes a flawless under eye setting situation. So you can just press the powder in. I wouldn't suggest swiping it anywhere. I would suggest only pressing because it kind of goes in and just like becomes one with the cream. for your nose, but it always goes on too thick. User error. Do you have additional tips? So you're applying it too thick on your nose. So I would say it, like, literally take the brush and like touch it on your contour and then like touch it on your nose. Like the smallest amount of pressure you can try. If you're getting too much product, just like a feather, like light and nice, because ideally it would be like not even needed to be blended because it's so lightly applied that it's just the perfect amount, right? And so I would say try and ease up on your pressure so there's even less that you're working with. All right, I'm just buffing out the corners of the contour there. Okay, blush. Let's do blush, and then I am going to use bronzer just because I want to. Okay, so I am going to use Frenchie on my cheeks. Frenchie is like this peachy color. And I just put it on, I like pop my cheeks out, and I put it on this B squared, and then I start gently, like little circles. You don't want anything like to be pushing the makeup around. You only want to apply like in really light, soft layers. And then I flipped the brush around and blending out those harsher edges there. So there is Frenchie. It's nice and peachy. And I am going to use, since I used the side with black eyeliner, I'm not going to do that. But I am going to use the other side of the multitasker with my contour to contour my lips, like I showed you in the last video. How many of you had tried this? Give me hearts if you've tried this. Contouring your lips. I think it's fun. Okay, like I've talked about, I don't have a lip line on this side, so we're just gonna get out as a yeah. Cool, cool. Your contour doesn't show up on your lips. So you may want, if you are looking for this look, you may want to try a deeper contour. A lot of my friends use indigo, and it looks bomb on them. It looks so good on them. Okay, I'm gonna just blend this down a little bit there. All right, so that is olive on my lips, but yeah, a ton of my friends use the indigo and it looks way good. And then I'm going to use Frenchie, the same cheek color eyelets today. Just like that. And I am going to use Rose Gold Illuminator over top. I feel like sometimes when you have a really dramatic eye, you want to use like a little bit more of a natural, like nude type lip. So I feel like something like that is really nice and pretty. I'm going to put Rose Gold Illuminator on my cheekbones. Oh man, I forgot to do my bronzer. The Bella bronzer, though. Who has and loves the Bella bronzer? It is so glorious. Usually I put illuminator on after the bronzer, so I'm gonna stop where I'm at and put bronzer on. The Bella Cream Bronzer is like this sheer, glowing, sunless tanner perfectionism. And if you put it on and it looks like it's really intense, just keep going at it because it'll like dissipate and get, look at that, like glowy amazingness. Just like summer. It's just summer. It's so beautiful. And I might wear it in the winter too. So I'm going to put this here on my chin to tie this together, and then a tiny bit on my nose. Sometimes I feel like I get a little crazy on my nose and I lose that dimension I created and my nose looks like just like it has a bunch of makeup on it. So I try and go really soft on my nose, but look how creamy and dreamy that is. All right, Rose Gold Illuminator. Rose gold kind of melts into my skin and gives me like a really natural glowy look. And so I like it because it's just like this subtle pinky color. And yeah, there we go. Okay. So the other thing you can do with the Bella see if it looks good with this combination. But sometimes I will put it on my lips also, and it makes like, it turns like any lip color into like a little bit more of a nude. Like it deepens it and warms it up. See how it like just changed that? So play around with all of it. Like, might as well. Anyone you feel like would benefit from being a part of our community here, I would love to have them like included. So thanks for everything, and I'll talk to you next time. Bye.